I never thought this would happen to me. I had heard stories before, but they always seemed so distant, so unreal. But on that day, my life changed forever. My name is Ryan, and what I'm about to tell you will shake you to your core. I died, and what I saw on the other side, what Jesus himself revealed to me, will change the way you see everything. I know many of you will doubt, many will question, but to those with ears to hear, let them hear. I died, and what I saw in the afterlife changed everything I ever knew about history, about truth, and most importantly, about black people. It all started on a regular day. Nothing seemed unusual, but then I collapsed. I felt my chest tighten, my vision blurred, and before I knew it, I was slipping away. The last thing I remember was hearing voices screaming, someone calling 911, and then complete silence. The next moment, I was floating above my own body. I could see the paramedics working on me, their frantic attempts to revive me. But I wasn't there anymore. I was somewhere else. I looked around and saw everything in crystal clear detail, clearer than I ever could with my physical eyes. I saw my family rushing in, their faces twisted in agony, my mother screaming my name. I wanted to reach out, to tell them I was okay, but they couldn't hear me. It was like I was trapped behind an invisible barrier. Then, something strange happened. I felt a pull, like an unseen force drawing me away from the scene. The further I drifted, the quieter the chaos became. Soon, I was floating above the entire hospital, watching everything unfold below me. The buildings, the streets, the city, all seemed so small, so insignificant. And then I was soaring higher and higher, leaving the earth behind. I felt no fear. Instead, an overwhelming peace washed over me. I wasn't breathing, yet I was alive. I wasn't using my body, yet I could move freely. It was as if I had been freed from the limitations of the physical world. Then, I saw something even more astonishing. Figures of light surrounding me. They weren't just lights, they were beings, radiant and full of love. They spoke without words, yet I understood everything. They were guiding me somewhere beyond human comprehension. That's when I saw it, a tunnel of light. It wasn't just a tunnel. It was a passage, pulling me towards something far greater than anything I had ever known. And without hesitation, I allowed myself to be taken in. At first, there was darkness, a heavy void. I felt weightless, drifting through what seemed like an endless abyss. Fear gripped me. Was this it? Was this death? Then, a blinding light appeared. It wasn't just bright, it was alive, beating with an energy beyond comprehension. It called to me, not with words, but with a feeling so powerful that I felt my soul being drawn toward it. I was no longer afraid. Instead, a deep peace filled me. As I moved closer, the darkness gave way to a realm beyond anything I could have ever imagined. The air shimmered, not with heat, but with something divine, something alive. Colors I had never seen before twisted around me, vibrant and pure. Music, unlike any sound on earth, resonated through my being. It was as if the very essence of joy had been woven into a song. I felt an overwhelming presence before I even saw him. My soul knew who it was before my eyes could comprehend. And then, there he stood. Jesus. His presence was unlike anything I had ever known. It wasn't just that he was glowing. It was as if love itself radiated from him. His eyes, they saw through me. Not just my actions, but my soul, my struggles, my questions, my pain. Every hidden thought, every burden I had ever carried. He knew it all. And yet, he did not judge. Instead, his gaze filled me with an unimaginable love, a love so overwhelming that I broke down in tears. I fell to my knees, unable to speak, unable to even breathe in his presence. But he reached out and touched me, and instantly, every fear, every doubt, every weight I had carried was lifted. "Do not be afraid," he said. His voice was like thunder and whisper all at once, commanding yet gentle. "There is something you must know." I felt my spirit tremble. Something deep within me told me that what I was about to witness would change everything. As he stretched out his hand, I was suddenly transported to a place unlike anything on earth. It was filled with the most radiant colors, music that was alive, and beings of pure light. But what stood out to me the most were the people. They were black, glowing, divine, powerful. Their presence was majestic, their aura unlike anything I had ever seen. Jesus looked at me and said, "Do you see? These are my chosen, the ones who have endured, the ones who have been hidden, but never forgotten. The world has deceived many, but the truth has always been here." I was stunned. "What do you mean, Lord?" He showed me visions, ancient lands, kings, queens, warriors, scholars, a history that had been erased, rewritten, stolen. And then he spoke words that shook my soul. "The first shall be last, and the last shall be first." I felt my spirit tremble. The truth was so clear now. The world had twisted history, covered up the reality of God's chosen people. But here, in his presence, there was no deception, no lies, only truth. Then Jesus' face turned serious. "The world is at a turning point. Many have been blinded, misled by power, by greed, by deception. But the truth will rise again. And those who were once looked down upon will stand in glory." He showed me what was to come. A great awakening. A time when those who were silenced would find their voices. When justice would be restored. But also, a time of great trials. "There will be those who resist the truth," he said, "but you must speak it. You must share what you have seen." I saw visions of people waking up, realizing their identity, reclaiming their faith, their heritage, their divine purpose. It was beautiful, but it was also met with resistance. Darkness fought against it. But in the end, light always wins. Suddenly, I felt a force pulling me back. It was like being yanked through a tunnel at lightning speed. My soul resisted. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay in the warmth of his presence forever. But Jesus' voice echoed one last time. "Tell them." The next thing I knew, I was gasping for air. My body convulsed. My eyes flew open. The blaring sound of the heart monitor filled the room. Nurses and doctors stood around me, their faces frozen in disbelief. I had been gone, but now I was back. Tears streamed down my face. I couldn't believe what had just happened, but I knew one thing for certain. I had been sent back for a reason. I am here to tell you what I saw, what I learned, what Jesus himself revealed to me. Black people have a divine purpose. Their identity has been hidden, but God has not forgotten them. A great awakening is coming, and those who seek the truth will find it. The choice is yours.